Hello everybody. This is a little bit different than my usual haul videos. I didn't actually leave my house to find all this stuff. I decided that I wanted to... We have, in our kitchen, we have this like old antique buffet. And it kind of became the catch-all. It had stuff piled up on there. It was like an archaeological dig. Excavating layer by layer by layer. I wanted to clean it off because I wanted to put some of my kitchen appliances on it so that I can actually use them, because I have very limited counter space. And so that's what I did this morning after I got off work. And I found some really interesting things. And a lot of it's stuff I can use in journaling. I even made money. I found a whole quarter. I mean, you know, you never know when you could use a quarter. And I found my high school class ring. I thought it was long gone. I need to get a hold of Jostens and see if I can get it repaired. Because when they sent it and resized it, they did it wrong. And now it's got this big old crack, so it's unusable. I mean, I could wear it, but it's going to pinch my hand the whole time. That's why I quit wearing it. But yeah. Tecumseh High School, class of 1990. I don't know if y'all can see the design. That's the Indian head mascot. It's supposed to represent Tecumseh. And on the other side, it has my name and yearbook. Because I was on yearbook staff for 3 out of 4 years. You weren't supposed to be able to get on yearbook staff until you were a junior. I was asked by the advisor to join as a sophomore, so I was one of 2 people that year that were selected and asked to join. Then the following year, they asked another person who was a sophomore to join, and she became the editor her senior year. So it was pretty cool. Yeah, it's got, you know, the emerald colors. It's stone. Yeah, we'll call it a stone, sure. It's a piece of acrylic at best. And it's got the starburst design, so when it catches the light, you can see this really pretty. Anyway, let's get into the goodies I found. I found a roll of thermal calculator tape. God only knows how long we've had this. It was manufactured by Sears. We haven't had a calculator that used tape in at least 15 years. So I don't know where this came from or why we have it, but I have seen videos where people use the cash register tape or this kind of tape and make clusters and things. You know what? I now have a whole roll to do that with. I can play. Then I found, randomly, these pieces of cardstock that have hearts cut out of them. They also have score marks, which I didn't notice when I first picked them up. But then the lighting in my house is kind of terrible. So it looks like you fold the bottom, and then you kind of fold it in half. I don't know, does it make like a... Maybe it makes a pocket and you can close it? I don't know why you would want that on the inside. It would make more sense to do it that way. But I could see taking a piece of acetate, or maybe one of my sticky squares, and put in here, and then you can put something behind it, some kind of design. I think a little piece of acetate, or maybe a piece of the plastic packaging that all this Temu stuff comes in, which I should be having a haul later today, if it arrives on time. But yeah, I think this could be a lot of fun. Or you could get the colored plastic stuff that they use to wrap gift baskets, and maybe put a little square of that behind here, and then you can have a colored heart. I don't know. I have no idea where these came from, why we have them. But there they are. And then I found this stack of squares that have these little cutouts, and one that has been decorated so nicely with apples and things. I don't know if we have these stamps around the house somewhere, or if wherever we got the thing, it was already like that. But this, you can fold it up and it makes a box. But the interesting thing is, none of these holes line up. Because it's got holes punched, but none of the holes line up. So maybe I'm not putting this together right. I don't know, these don't have any holes, so whoever made this one punched a bunch of holes. And I can't figure out why. Unless, oh, I bet. Yeah, here's what they're doing. They're lining the single holes up, and it makes an end like this, and then you could like string, I don't know, a pipe cleaner or some yarn or something through it and make a little basket. That's what these are. So if I played with it long enough, I'd figure it out. Or you can just make a little box and not put the holes. Found a random piece of blank paper. I think, this looks like journal page to me. It was stapled to something, but I can cover that up. I mean, that's what stickers are for. That's what glue and paper's for. So there we go. I have, a page for a signature for a journal. Then I found all these random strips. And I think they were part of an art project my son did, because some of them were threaded onto this, like, meat tray. But the meat tray was broken and chewed up, so I was like, you know what, we'll get rid of that. Well now, how about you just jump right on off of there? There's some, like, purple ribbon. This is some, like, foam. There's some black, some kind of fabric, so like satiny feeling fabric that's all frayed, which is kind of neat. This is kind of a glittery paper. This is a piece of fabric that was ripped. So I thought, I can play with that. This is easily junk journal fodder, easily. Found this old bent up bookmark, and I was thinking I could fussy cut around those roses, and wouldn't that be cute? Like maybe put on the edge of a page as like a tuck spot, or I could just leave it, flatten it out and leave it like this and make it a like belly band or something. Or because this has the symbolize what the different colors of roses symbolize, I could make this like a flip up or flip down, or maybe flip it sideways so that it's like legible. But I think this is neat. There's lots of ideas for that. I wish I had more. I found, and this brings back some memories, I found tickets to when my mom and I went to the Bill Gaither homecoming in Charleston 2007. Oh, it's the day after my birthday. So I've got, the Ticketmaster stub plus the 2 actual tickets from the show, which is kind of cool. I mean, talk about ephemera. I found it. I got real tickets. I don't have to fake make tickets. I got real tickets. And then I found this pile of strips of cardstock. This one's really nasty. Let's get rid of that one. They could be bookmarks. They could be belly bands. They could be collage strips. They can be whatever I want them to be. I mean, remember as kids we used to make paper chains for Christmas? I could do that. If I separate the strips. I mean, why not? I'll probably use them for journaling and crafting. But, I mean, whatever. This is a little mini calendar. 2009. Oh, that was a bad year. That was a bad year. We'll just skip May altogether. That was really bad. This came from Overbrook Rehab Centers, which is kind of like a nursing home facility. They also do some physical therapy and stuff for outpatient. But, it's these really nice small images. April is the desert. Oh, what was May? Oh, and May is such a gorgeous picture of all the purple, what was that, clover? Doesn't tell what the pictures are. I think that's clover. But yeah, we'll just take May 10th right on out of that calendar. It was bad. It was my birthday, which wasn't so bad. It was Mother's Day, which wasn't so bad. But my mom dropped dead in the living room floor, which was... We don't have that day anymore. I just ignore it. I found this little teeny tiny Happy Birthday Jesus Fun and Games booklet. And I thought, this... I mean, there's a tiny maze. I could stick that in a collage or something. And then, if people are looking through, they can be like, oh, let's follow the maze. Or here's a little coloring picture. Here's, find the cakes that match. There's a dot to dot. There's another maze. It's kind of overly religious for what I would want to do in a journal, but some of the things may not be quite so in your face. So, like there was a dot to dot for an angel. Angels don't have to be, overly religious. I mean, yeah, they're a religious symbol, but they don't have to be, like, in your face. I found this thing about the 80s. And I think this is from when I subbed for the music teacher across the street. I subbed for him like 2 days because, I don't know, he was off for some reason. And the kids were studying the 80s, and I think that's what this is from. And I was like, well, shoot, if I would have known that's who I was covering for and that's what y'all was studying, I could have brought you some 80s music to listen to because I got tons of it. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. The average salary was $15,757. Minimum wage was $3.10. Yes, big hair was everywhere. So this is pretty cool. And I might be able to do something with this. And then I wrote notes on the back. Country, Alabama, Oak Ridge Boys, Statler Brothers. Yeah, those are the big three. Musical theater, Andrew Lloyd Webber, Cats and Phantom of the Opera. Les Mis, chess. The song One Night in Bangkok was huge. I found some wrapping paper. And this is a very cute, just general purpose paper. I can either use it to wrap a gift, or like this piece is already cut into strip. I can, tear it up and put it in, with collaging or what have you. So I thought I would stick that in my bin of goodies. Found a random blue folder. It's got some icky stuff on it. I might not keep it, because I can cover up the sticker that's on it and use it for something else. Found some magazines. Let's see, Art in America from April 2008. Never even took it out of its wrapper. That ought to be interesting. Star magazine from... Of course, it peeled the date off. I think it's October 2006 is what that says. And an issue of Fired Arts and Crafts from January 2006. I thought this was interesting. Mom used to teach ceramics. She had a ceramic shop for a while. And I was looking at this back page and thinking, oh, we used to have a mold that had that on it. We used to have these eggs. We used to have those eggs. And then I looked at the date and I'm like, 2006? We weren't doing ceramics then. Once she moved down here, she did very little ceramic stuff. And by 2006, she was done. Except for the occasional project for the senior center. And she didn't do eggs with them. So what I think happened, and this happens a lot in the ceramic industry, mold companies will go out of business and other mold companies will buy up their molds. Okay, so real broad strokes how things work, at least how I understand them. You have somebody who sculpts an item, say one of those eggs. They make the sculpt. Then they make a mold of the sculpt. Then they have to make a mold block to cast the molds to sell to the various shops and vendors and what have you. So there's a lot of steps in there. So I think what could have happened is whoever we got the molds from, whatever company that was, may have been bought out by Creative Paradise, and which I don't even know if they exist anymore. I mean, this is from, what did I say, 2006? Yeah. So, who knows? But I think this snowman is cool, and these guys show up all through here. So I was thinking that would make a really neat... Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? That's done with clay. And after it was fired and glazed and fired again, then they took wire and wrapped around through the holes and strung beads. That is so neat. I love it. Anyway, the snowmen were made in a similar style. Let me find them. Here. I thought, I could cut around that. And wouldn't that make a neat tuck spot or pocket? And they had it, again, in here in a different size. But they also have some patterns. It says pattern shown at 25%. Well, I could go and photocopy it and make it bigger, make it whatever size I need. And that's pretty cool. And there's a couple different places where there's patterns in here. So, I'm going to keep hold of this one for a little while. Not cut it up right away. And the other thing I found, I had taken a watercolor class in college, and I found some studies from some still lifes that we did, trying to get the like the mason jar, the green mason jar, and the yellow wine bottle, trying to get it so that it looked like you were looking through one into the other. Didn't do a very good job of it, but I here trying to figure out how to put the lighting in the right places. I think we used like rubber cement and just did it as a resist. But I was thinking, I don't need these anymore. I could maybe use this one. This is a really heavy watercolor paper. 140 pounds. Strathmore 140-2. I'm not sure if it's hot or cold press. I'm guessing hot from the texture. Anyway, yeah, that might be interesting in a journal. I mean, that's random enough. And I did a much better job of making it look like you're looking through the glass on this one than I did on this one. Anyway, but I think with the horizontal image it would work better. Anyway, whatever. Oh, goodness. I also found a folder that had some of my son's, like, certificates and things from when he was in school, from, like, 4th, 5th grade. There was an ID card of him, and if you would put it up next to him, you wouldn't think it was the same person at all. So, he has changed so much. But I just thought it was kind of neat, the things I found. I just wanted to share. I have a haul without even leaving home. I had no idea all that stuff was out there. And now I'm excited to play with it and see what I can come up with. Maybe I'll create one of those baskets and see how they look when they're done. I don't know. At some point, I'm sure I will probably do something and then share what I create. I don't know. I'm still nervous about doing the junk journal, and I shouldn't be. I just need to stop thinking and start doing. And I think right now I'm too much in my head. If I can get out of my head and just turn myself loose, I think it's going to be fun and it'll be a great experience. So, let's hope I can get out of my head. Because I got all these neat things to play with and, haven't gotten there yet. And if I say one more time, I'm going to smack myself. Because it's driving me crazy. It drives me crazy when other people do it, and now here I am doing it. But, see, I did it again. I think I need a nap. I'm going to cut it off here. Hopefully, in the next half hour or so, I will be getting my Temu package. It's supposed to come today. It's just now 3 o'clock, so anytime between now and 4, it's usually when the mail comes. So hopefully, that'll be here. I guess we'll see. So remember to do all the YouTubey things. Comment, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell icon to be notified of future uploads should the YouTube gods deem it worthy. And we will see you in the next video, which hopefully will be in just a little bit. Bye-bye.